Welcome back to the We Are T1D podcast, the realest type 1 diabetes podcast online. And it's hosted by myself, Mike, and I don't know where Jack is. Wait, I'm all alone. Like, usually I'll just go, so Jack, how's your week? But if I try that now, it's like, Jack, how's your week been? To be honest, that ain't very good, is it? But special surprise, guys. I told Jack to send me some voice notes so he can express how his time's been in Turkey. So enjoy these clips.
Hello, everybody. How you doing, Mike? You alright, mate? I hope you ain't missed me too much. I'm currently walking down the strips, going to get myself a nice big Chinese. Couple of little updates. First, the plane journey was fun. Spent the whole 4 hours stuck at 17. Can't remember how much insulin I'd done, but it was quite a lot. It just didn't work. But it calmed down as soon as I got off the plane. Everything kicked in, funnily enough. So I spent the journey to the hotel and the transfers eating Mars bars and licks. I've been eating loads of different food. I've had tahini cake, which is like a Turkish cake. So that's sesame seeds and stuff. That is absolutely fucking lovely. But my blood sugars didn't really like it that much. But I did, so I don't give a fuck. No, we've been doing plenty of shopping, plenty of walking. My control has actually felt like it's been easier and more manageable out here than what it is on just any normal day and at work. It's actually been alright. I haven't lost any senses. Touch wood, I've still got a day left, so don't fucking jump the guns. I've been swimming, we've been on boat trips, we've been on a quad bike excursion all through the Turkish mountains. I'm gonna die. Sorry, people. That was a big car. They don't really drive on any side of the road in Turkey. They just go where they want. And I'm currently walking down the middle of the road in the dark with black t-shirt on. There was one night where I had a very, very big spike, and fucking stupid me, I raged bolus. And then I spent about 4 hours just constantly hypoing, like very, very bad. Like, I think I've reached about 2.8 maybe. Can't remember exactly, but it was quite a low number. I didn't feel really good. I think I sat in the hotel room shaking and sweating for about 3 hours until it actually come back up. But yeah, don't rage bolus, people. That's what happens. Don't do it. That, to be honest, is probably like the only really bad hypo I've had. I've been going higher quite a few times, but like I said, I've been walking fucking everywhere. So it comes down. I ain't really been injecting his ears. Only when it started getting really high, I was like, right, fuck it, giddy up. Trying to think what else I've actually eaten. We've had lamb, rice. I've had loads of rice. And funnily enough, it's gone very fucking well. Chips. There's a shit ton of chips. Pasta. Breakfast is flown halfway around the world. 4.5 hours on an aeroplane. Guess what I've been eating for breakfast? Egg on toast. Every single day I have been having alcohol. I don't think I've really drunk soft drinks unless it's got vodka in it. Plenty of beers. Like plenty of beers. They're free, why not? You just show your wristband and you get everything. Wicked. I know all of you are probably interested, and I bet Mike is as well. My current time in range since I've been here is 84% in range. So I am fucking over the moon with that. Like, very, very proud of myself. Like again, I'm so shocked I haven't lost a sensor. I've been in the swimming pool, we've been in the sea today. We had a boat trip and the boat broke down. That was fun. So we had to change boats. Just my fucking luck. A little bit of sunburn. That's about it. That's just been nice. I haven't really done a lot, which is exactly what I said I was coming out here to do, and it was just to switch off and completely reset myself and have a rest. So that is exactly what I've done. So yeah, I'm very happy, very, very happy. There's been quite numerous amounts of times where my alarm's gone off. Today on the coach to the docks was a funny one. My alarm went off and there was about 20 eyes just still staring at me. What the fuck is that? I'm sort of like, sorry people, it's me. I'm diabetic. That's cool, don't panic. I've had so many people commenting on my sensor, and to be fair, every single person that has mentioned it and I've told them straight away that I'm diabetic, they've all known what it is. Everyone has been so helpful. I've only had one occasion where I got given the wrong fucking drink. That was, I asked for a Pepsi Max and they gave me a Pepsi, so I drank it. Funnily enough, that was the night I rage bolus. Yeah. Airport security was pretty straightforward. I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to jinx myself on the way back, but coming through from home to Turkey was actually very, very easy. As soon as I got onto the x-ray, I told him, look, I'm diabetic, I've got a medical device on. Mate, he was like, right, don't go through the x-rays, we'll call a senior member of team. The lady on the desk was like, have you got any sensors on you? I said, yeah, they're in my bag. She was like, okay, let me open them up and just check what brand they are. And she said that the Dexcoms are able to go through the x-rays. I'm sure that's what she said, but she said Freestyle Libra, she's like, do not put them through the x-rays. She's like, I'll take them through for you. So yeah, literally no problems at all. But the senior member of staff calm, and I was expecting him to like have to give me a pat down and do all that body search shit, but he explained there's a different kind of body scanner that is a open one. It's not enclosed, that spins around, and they are safe for sensors, which it must be true because I went through and my sensors lasted a week, so been pretty good. As I say, everyone's been very, very helpful. I was expecting to be a lot more stressed. I was expecting to be a lot more nervous than what I was, but everything's been absolutely fantastic, and I'm having a lovely time, and I don't want to come home. So if any of you want to send me some insulin and sponsor me to stay out here, I'd be very grateful. So yeah, that pretty much sums it up in a nutshell for everyone. I shall update you properly once I am back. So I will see you same time, same place. Back for the Wednesday stories, and then back to normal next Sunday. So everyone take care and see you later. I'm going to smash Chinese.
Well, yeah, that's a little message from Jack. Sounds like he's having a lovely time. Yeah, this is so weird doing it by myself. I did put up a story saying, what shall I do for this episode? And here's some of the things you suggested. You was like, have Maria come back on. And to be honest, the Maria episode was so fun. I think we all gelled really well together. And then someone else was like, have a week off. I can't do that, can I? Let's be honest. Be lost without the podcast. And then someone was like, 100 episode best bits special. Yeah, I do not feel like going through every single episode and finding out what the best bits are. And to be honest, I don't actually know what the best bits are, because is it the funny bits? Is it the serious bits? I'm not sure. And then someone else was happy to stand in. I actually had a few people that wanted to come on the podcast and be a surprise host. But yeah, it's literally Saturday now and the podcast goes out tomorrow because I'm crazy. And I definitely won't get anything edited in time. Hopefully this one comes out all right. And then someone was like, do the first video episode by yourself. Because obviously me and Jack, we're talking about doing the bonus episodes now with a webcam so we can have video content. Hopefully boost the podcast a bit, get views, get bigger on YouTube. But doing that by myself, nah, that ain't happening. And then someone goes to do a Q&A episode. I thought that was a great idea. Totally forgot to ask people for their questions, so that didn't work out. And then someone was like, do a Bill Burr kind of episode and just do a rant. I don't know who Bill Burr is. I'm guessing he's someone who moans a lot, but I ain't really got anything to moan about. Then someone goes, get your wife on. I actually wanted to do this, but she ain't up for it yet. No. And then someone was like, get Ashley on, which is very doable, but she's also very busy and I don't want to annoy her. And then also re-release some of the best stories. To be honest, I love all the stories everyone submits in, but that is also another reason I've actually wrote something that I'm going to play. I've added like sound effects to it to make it sound quite cool. It's a made up story, totally made up. It's a bit of a thriller, I suppose you can say. But I hope you like this one. I'm going to play it now. Make sure you're using headphones as well, it really helps. The vibrant buzz of London was a contrast to the muted reality of Jack's existence. The colourful murals of Leek Street hid the grin beneath, much like the suit Jack found in a charity shop that hid his ragged past of losing everything and becoming homeless. With its tailored lines and shimmering fabric, Jack looked like he belonged in the corner office of a skyline view rather than sleeping on the damp pavement. He had a knack for speech, a way to charm the illusion of respect just from casual encounters. The autumn hung in the air like a prelude to winter whispers. The leaves danced furiously down the wide streets, painting the ground in shades of amber and gold. Each colour reminded Jack of Michael, intense browns of his eyes that sparkled with mischief, and the greens that hinted at his analytical mind. Michael was more than a friend, he was Jack's confidant, fellow street artist, and also a type 1 diabetic like him. Together, they made a decent living off drawing caricatures and doing street art. But now as Jack woke in the doorway, confused and cold, he discovered the most alarming truth. Michael was gone. Michael! He shouted, his words echoing in the crossroads of shadows and dirty bricks. Panic began gnawing at his insides. Meeting in the early hours at their usual spot was part of their unspoken routine, but he couldn't waste time. He knew that without his insulin, Michael's health was slowly spiraling. Jack done his usual units and ate some breakfast and continued searching, because you see, they got their insulin from a local chemist, which they robbed. And it wasn't the first time they had robbed a chemist to fulfill their needs. Desperation had its own logic, and risking their lives for survival within the dangerous streets felt justified. Survive living or die trying, that was what Jack always said. Jack continued searching for Michael, and he spotted a half-empty bottle of whiskey in the alley and took a swig. The warmth washed over him, melded into a careless bravado as he stumbled through the streets. He wandered through the autumn haze, past trees and fluttering leaves, hoping to find Michael or some sign of his whereabouts. After an hour, the acute reality of his diabetes hit him like a brick wall. A hypo clawing at his senses while the whiskey blurred his judgment. The world around Jack spun in chaos. He couldn't afford a hypo right now. He needed to pull himself together. He stumbled to the nearest pub and leaned against the counter, nodding towards a beggar who was subtly eyeing his back pocket. It was time to lighten the load. He ordered a Coke, knowing that this will raise his sugar levels enough to keep searching for Michael. But as he sucked down the fizzy drink, chaos erupted outside. A shout, then a scream. Jack spilled the glass as he turned towards the narrow alley where shadows twisted into grotesque shapes. "What the fuck?" he mumbled, stumbling outside. His pulse raced as he advanced towards the sound, curiosity mingling with dread. There, in the dim fluorescence of the street lamp, he witnessed the act of brutality. A group of men huddled in a tight circle, one of them grabbing a young man by the collar, a knife gleaming in his hand. Jack's heart sank, and instinct kicked in. He looked on, frozen, as the young man pleaded, "Please don't hurt me." And then he witnessed the man sink the knife into the young man's stomach. The world around him blurred into silhouettes and sound. With a gasp, Jack turned around, running to the safety of the streets, being hidden by the shadows. Eventually, he stepped into the moonlit expanse of another alley, but it wasn't the one he had sought. Breathless and haunted by what he had seen, he knew he was losing precious time and energy. He needed to find Michael, and with a quake of desperation, he slammed his fist against the wall. The impact sent a jolt through his arm, the pain grounding his thoughts. Michael! Michael! He called out, the name now just an echo in his mind. What if he had permitted darkness to carry away his only friend? Hours stretched and the streets morphed into a blur of faceless encounters. He realized daylight was creeping onto the horizon when he stumbled upon a familiar image. Michael's sketchbook laying against a grimy brick wall near their art spot. A beacon of hope. He eyed the ground searching for clues as where Michael had vanished. Graffiti splashed in wild strokes on nearby walls stilled his heartbeat. It was a hastily sprayed mural of two figures against a backdrop of crimson flames. One bore dead eyes, and the other appeared to be screaming, a sign of warning, or merely a haunting coincidence. Jack's heart raced, fueled by adrenaline as he crept along the path to find the local pub known for the grungy crowds that congregated around it. Shadows flickered in and out, his nerves shooting in all directions. Inside, the air was thick with smoke and muffled conversations. He locked eyes with a group of suited men at the back. A cold shiver ran down his spine. They were the same silhouettes he had seen that night in the alley. They leaned into whispered conversations, a series of laughs erupting like echoes of their vile ways. With newfound determination, Jack moved closer, intent on listening. From the overheard conversation, a name drifted like static through the air. Michael. He felt his chest tighten as the pieces fell into place. His friend was in trouble. Real trouble. Surging forward, he followed the men as they exited into the dim street, and fear turned into clarity. A sudden, violent instinct from his boxing days surfaced. He was no longer an outsider, but a man willing to take down whatever stood between him and his friend. Following them to an abandoned warehouse, Jack's mind raced. He listened intently as the men spoke about what they were going to do to Michael. But then there was a scream, a desperate tearing sound that pierced through the murmurings. Pressing himself against the wall, he peered through the broken pieces of the door. There was Michael tied to a chair, looking worse for wear but was still undeniably alive. The elements of the room filled in jagged shapes and figures, the men's sinister laughter echoing in Jack's ears. Adrenaline surged through him as he awaited patiently. When the last guy stepped out, the moment was becoming clear. Jack took a deep breath, feeling the raw hunger for justice coursing through his veins. The sound of his trainers against the concrete echoed like firecrackers, and he lunged. Surprise coursed through Jack's opponent as he swung his fist with precision. A punch that landed solidly. One down, but the fight was just beginning. One for friendship, one for survival. With each blow, Jack's memories surged. Michael's laughter, their art, their dreams as friends. These become the armor around his resolve. The air crackled, and amidst the chaos he saw his friend looking up at him in disbelief. Jack? Michael whispered, the name a lifeline. Let's get out of here, shoving the last guy away before turning to free Michael. They run down an alley. Together they push through the chaos into the night, leaving the shadows behind. In the heart of London, on a night veiled in mystery, the streets told stories of pain, artistry, and undenying bound forged in the fight for life. Jack and Michael walked out united, the echoes of loyalty resonating through the chaos of their haunted world. And of course, Michael finally got his meal and insulin, thanks to the heroics of his best friend Jack. Aww, you gotta love Jack, innit? Totally saved me. But yeah, I hope you really enjoyed that story. And yeah, took me a while to write and to record. Probably should have not done that and actually just recorded the podcast instead of just winging it. Literally recording live and putting it out this episode. So I don't know how it's going to come out, but hopefully it's good. And yeah, as for my week, let me just give you a little insight to my week. I've gone to work, come home, chilled, done a bit of design work. But my son now plays football for a local team, and they didn't have a linesman, and I had to fill in for it. That was fun. My sugars went low after it. I'm trying not to shout at the defence, come on, get up the pitch. But yeah, no, it's a really good experience. The score weren't too good, I won't mention that, but it's good for his first ever game. But yeah, other than that, my week has been pretty boring. Diabetes-wise, my time in range is 68% currently. It was a lot better earlier in the week, but then I had a bad night, 2 bad nights, and my levels run either too high or too low. And obviously, half of your actual time in range is determined by what it runs at night. You think it accounts for 40% of your day, roughly 30%, something like that. So it was actually up to 79%, but now it's dropped down massively. But that's diabetes, guys. That is literally diabetes. You can do so well, and then you just can't control it. And my basal's high as well, so it don't even make sense. I'm sure Jack would have some suggestions for me if he was here, but he's not, because I'm all by myself. And to be honest, it's pretty lonely. I probably should have done a surprise guest or got one of my kids on or something like that, but that's just the way it is. So I'm going to wrap up this episode. But before I do that, let me play at least one jingle that we all love.
Yo, let me begin, 'cause it's time for the listener win.
You and them bloody jingles. I just want to hear the wins.
Let's hear it.
And yeah, that's right. Even though Jack isn't here, I still love the community we have, or anyone that's diabetic, really. You're all part of it. So celebrating your wins is something that must be done. And it will be done. So first up on the list, we have Harrison. He says, my win will be listening to you on the podcast without Jack. I'm sure you'll be fine, and good luck. Cheers, mate. I hope I'm doing all right. I really do. I'm so nervous. It's crazy. And next up on the list, we have Sunny Cyclist. They're 74% time in range. It's been more of a struggle over the past couple of months. Well done, mate. 74, you're beating me. And it's good, mate. It is good. So well done. I don't know what your doctors say, you need to be this. But 74%, that means 26% of the time you fuck up. But we all fuck up, so it's good. You know what I mean? I fuck up more than most. Next, we've got Annie Kennedy. She goes, I had to make some adjustments to my settings and my sugar is in better control. Well done. That's brilliant. Well done. I see you haven't gone to the doctors and go, can I change something? You know what I mean? I hate people that do that. We are in control of our own diabetes. I think diabetes is the only condition in the world where you choose the dose you give yourself for an injection. I'm pretty sure it is, which I think is mental. That is a lot of pressure for anyone to go under, but we all do what we do and we're all the best at doing it. Simple as that. So next, Confessions of a Diabetic. She goes, getting back to 80% time in range after a summer of getting married and honeymooning. Well done. And congratulations. Is that that's obviously, where did you go? Did you go anywhere nice? But yeah, congratulations. And next up, we got Megan. She said, sorry for the question. I'm just concerned. I'm glad you're okay. And the fact you're okay means I'm okay and we're all winning. Thank you, Megan. We are all winning. Exactly that. And next up, we have Rachel. She set her personal best on squats and deadlift. Well done. Still at the gym, Rachel. I love it. I really need to go back, but I can't get motivated at the moment. I just can't find it. Where the weather's got a bit cold and you're wearing more layers, you're just like, who cares? But I really need to change my mentality about it. So well done to you, and keep up that grind and the hard work that you do. It's impressive, and you know what? It inspires me. So tonight, just for you, I'm going to make sure I do some press-ups before bed or something. Maybe some sit-ups. Who knows? Some sort of exercise though. And yeah, that about wraps it up for this week, people. I miss Jack. I actually, it's so weird doing this podcast without him. It's like we have our set ways of doing stuff. It's crazy. But yeah, I really, really hope you made it to this part of the episode. If you did, can you please send a little message or something and let me know, because I'm extremely nervous doing this. I have no one to bounce off, so it's hard for me to just keep flowing, you know. I'm just waffling now, and but yeah, thank you so much for listening, and I appreciate you all so much. And thank you again for getting us into the charts in the UK, actually, which, wow, I love it. We must be doing something right. I don't know what, but we're doing it. So thanks again. Don't forget to like, review, subscribe, follow, share to your stories, and keep submitting your wins, because Jack will be back. Don't worry. On the upcoming Wednesday episode, you will hear him and his Jackie self. So yeah, make sure you tune in on Wednesday for the listener story episode. It should be a good one.